Beautiful goosebump making song. I'm telling you, I have goosebumps all over. Just that they are under the suit, you can't see them. But kind dedication to my beautiful fiancé, Lois Nyomunjeri. Without a doubt, Elijah Ttaka, you need to be doing that song on my wedding. I'm telling you, Romeo and Juliet, 1, 2, 3 equals A, B, C, D. Wow. Thinking about the future right now, courtesy of that song. Futuristic. Good morning, Elijah Ttaka. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
too much talent. The viewer is now wondering, where has this guy been? If you go to YouTube, you'll get his videos as back as 2 years ago. You understand? And you'd actually be amazed to find some very, very, very good music videos. Not only me and you, there's Star, there's Muliro. YouTube right now, you should just go there, and the style is super duper amazing. Elijah Ttaka, the viewer wants to know, who is Elijah Ttaka? What have you been up to in the last 2 years? We have reopened the economy. Artists can come out and do their shows, which was a very, very far-fetched reality in the last 2 years. But now things are changing. Do you actually see the ground loosening for the artists and them bagging opportunities as a result of the reopening? That's what we want to talk about. But then the big one, who is Elijah Ttaka? Entice us with those details.
Thank you so much, Romeo, for hosting me today. Elijah Ttaka is my name. And I'm an artist, I'm a musician. I can actually say I'm a musician. So many people have been knowing me as a drummer because I've been in the industry for quite some time as a drummer. I've been playing for quite a number of artists. I've been playing for quite a number of artists, and it changes to me singing now.
All right.
Music is
artists like?
Music is a feeling. I've been playing for Maurice Kyria.
Oh, yeah.
Kaz Kasozi.
I see.
And so many other artists.
As a drummer, in that capacity, how many years did you do that?
Like 6 years.
6 years of being a drummer.
Yeah, 6 years.
So when do you wake up and you're like, I'm not going to be in the shadows of anyone, under the wings of anyone. I, as Elijah Ttaka, I'm going out there, I'm releasing my products, I'm releasing my music, and I do not care whether they receive it negatively or positively. How did you break those chains to say, I have what it takes?
I think music is a feeling.
Indeed.
Music is a feeling. Wherever it takes you, you go with it. You float with it, you go so many directions with
it.
Yeah.
I hear hallmarks of Benon, you know, from that statement when you mentioned that when he was a producer before breaking out to singing, it was always like, it's a feeling, you know. I mean, I was there, you know, and I felt like I should also do some kind of music away from production. Daddy Andre also started as a producer. He was not doing any music. He was just doing music for other people. Until I went to him and I said, bro, at the age of 8, we had decided you would be Chris Brown and I would be a rapper. Why are you being a producer right now? And then he said, well, things are a bit tricky, but 2 years from now, I'm going to start singing. And indeed, in 2010, 2011, he produced his first song, and then he's doing so well. Very good morning to you, Daddy Andre. We go so far. Talk to me, Elijah. We are still talking about who Elijah Ttaka is and what you had to do to master the challenges at the time to break through from being a drummer and so forth, and actually starting to do music.
Elijah Ttaka, I decided to actually release an album. It was really a hard time. It was, I think, 30th March of 2020.
2020.
Where the,
10 days after the lockdown.
Yes, 10 days after the lockdown. It was really a challenge, but again, it turned out to be a very good thing for me. You know, I think people went through a lot of hard times through this thing, because when they locked us down, we thought it's going to be easy, like it's going to be like 3 weeks, but 3 weeks became 2 months, a year, and it went on. But I released that album, and people checked on my album
10 days later.
Yeah, 10 days later. So during the pandemic, people decided to go and check on my album, and people started viewing my music, and people started bringing the feedback. The feedback was good, and it gave me the confidence to actually continue doing my music. As I said in the beginning, like, it's a feeling. Like,
but I could tell you right now, Elijah Ttaka, you never need validation from anyone.
Yes.
If you have the feeling within your heart, the feeling that you talk about, which is music, and you feel like I had I've been having this bottled up for years and I need to release it. You do not need validation from anyone. You just release the music. If they receive it negatively or positively, it's up to them. Actually, you are the creator. For you, just focus on, I've done my part, which is, this is how I felt. And this is how I want the music to be heard. Not people, hearing your music and then they try to make you change your style. Has that happened to you?
No.
People listening to your music and they're like, I don't think this is going to work. This is too loud. Maybe you should go soft. Have you battled with that?
I think from the love of the people, enjoying the music, really took me to another level of actually understanding that, my style is different. And people will either buy it or they won't buy it.
Because of the fact that it's
Because of the fact that it's different.
Indeed.
Because people are used to a certain kind of music. And this is like, I actually also get negative sides from people. You understand? But it doesn't put me down.
Indeed, I like that.
Because in everything we do, you can't
be the same.
Be honest, you're always on TV, but you won't say everyone likes you.
Indeed.
But you're going to still keep on doing your thing.
Indeed.
Until it becomes bigger and bigger.
But many of our other comrades within the music industry have fallen off the wagon simply because they put up a song, maybe one try, and then things did not go so good. Maybe the people did not get the understand the song or what was being said, and they give up just because of the feedback. Talk to us about that. Never giving up. Well, how did you master all those challenges? What did you do differently?
I think when I get such feedback, it actually makes me stronger.
Oh yeah,
because
they're watching it.
Because this is the world. These are the challenges we get in this world. It can never be straight.
If you're not getting resistance, you're doing something wrong. That's what I heard.
So, if you're actually having such negative things from people or feedbacks, you're actually
doing something.
You're doing something bigger.
That is carrying.
It's going to make you more stronger to actually continue with what you're doing.
Because what I do know, if it is fake, they'll keep quiet. Because they do know it's shaming you every time you do it. So they would want you to wallow in that kind of a shamelessness. So in tandem, if you are doing something and people, try to rubbish it or try to talk too much about it, you are doing something. But when they keep quiet, when they don't say anything, like you have a bag on your jacket and no one is saying anything, that's when you know something is wrong. Go ahead, Elijah. Breaking Chains.
So I released this album, and remember, our industry was actually
how many songs?
Locked down. It's 10 songs. It's
10
called
songs.
Son of Karoli.
Son of Karoli. Can we break down some of those songs?
There's Me and You, the song they just played. There's Land Born in Africa. There's Molilo, there's Star, there's Muangozi. It's a mixture of actually love, truth, and happiness. That's how I define the album.
And according to my, observation, there was a switch in the style. If you look at Molilo is more like reggae. And when you look at Me and You is more like slow. Romeo and Juliet, 1, 2, 3 equals to A, B, C, D. When I think about you, I think about the future. So the style, the difference in the style. Talk to us about that.
I think it's...
Where do you get the visualization?
I think it's about the mood. When you sit down and you're writing a song, it's the mood you're in at that particular moment. Because people never define the meaning of music as a feeling. Music is actually a feeling.
Indeed.
If you're feeling love, you're going to write about love.
Thank you.
If you're feeling low, you're going to write about how you feel.
The ghetto and stuff.
I have a song on my album called Right or Wrong. It's kind of a change. It's not about it's about the situations that people go through in relationships.
Indeed.
So that is why I actually called it Right or Wrong, because so many things happen in relationships and you never know who's right or wrong.
So music to you is a platform to express yourself. Not to even make money, but to express yourself first. Go ahead.
So when the pandemic came, it was really challenging because remember, I was a drummer and they looked us down. And this is when I decided to release the album. I was preparing to release the album on 30th, and I had to release it. I decided to release it. I didn't get I didn't get afraid to release the album.
Meaning, it's not even COVID-19 that compelled you to release this album. It had already been planned. That on the 30th of March, I'm releasing my album.
Because it's my birthday every 30th March.
So. Indeed. So happy birthday in advance. So You dropped the album regardless of the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown and measures, and you're not afraid that people would receive it negatively or might not be able to receive it at all.
I wasn't really
Because of the chaos at the time.
You know, when this whole thing started, we didn't know what it was.
And you're like, I'm not going to take any chances.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what COVID was.
It's very smart.
So at the end of the day, as I told you, it went to 3 weeks, to a month, to a year. And we didn't know what was going on.
Indeed.
Until we accepted that actually COVID is real.
So what kind of message do you have for those artists who, in the event of the COVID-19 pandemic, decided to wait out and say, me, I'm used to the conventional way of doing things. I need to go to that concert, you understand, perform and get some kind of money. They were actually pushing back against recommendations or requests from various partners who were saying, you know what? The internet is right here. Maximize on it. But what I could hear from some artists were excuses. Internet is expensive. We do not have Ugandans on the internet. How many do you see on YouTube? So you're telling this person, put your song on YouTube, and he's saying there's no one to watch it on YouTube. But for us, we were telling them, you're not targeting the local market. If it's not there, you're targeting someone in the US, someone in the Antarctica, someone in China, Russia, Ukraine, in all these countries, Latvia. But then, if you are to give them some kind of advice, what would it be right now?
I think
taking risks.
I think the world has changed to kind of a digital kind of setting.
Indeed.
Whereby I'm not going to call you, but I'm going to send you a message right now. Even when you're on TV, you're going to see that I sent you a message.
And of course, I saw you on Twitter yesterday. We hadn't met.
You know? So I think we should actually move with the kind of the world changes.
We should accept first.
We should accept it, because leaving that aside, even people need to get our music in such a way, because COVID was really hard on people.
Indeed.
And people really needed to heal their souls and heal themselves out. But music is also a healing. It heals souls. You know, people needed us even at that time.
We needed you so badly, Elijah, you couldn't even imagine. Mental health issues were so rife. You needed good music, but we were dealing with old music. And we would ask ourselves, where are the creatives? Where is the music? How is it that we are getting music from the US and all these other countries, which is getting millions of views within days? Lil Baby, Chris Brown, and any of these other artists. Drake would just put out a song, 2 days, 6 million views. But here in Uganda, our artists were just sitting on their hands and saying, well, the internet is too low in Uganda, it's not widespread, why would I even bother? Go ahead, Elijah. Taking risks.
I think the internet is not actually expensive in a way. Because when you start doing music, you have to also think about investing in music. You understand? I know it was really a hard time during COVID, but we had to reach out in a way. Because it was hard to everyone.
Indeed.
Not only the musicians, but to everyone.
I agree.
The people working, different businesses, different sectors. It really affected us. That is why I think, in a way, I released that album, but I think it healed a lot of people.
Indeed.
You know, I think it healed a lot of people.
And you're still trying to give them some kind of knowledge, on what they ought to be doing or they ought to have done in the event of the COVID-19 lockdown. Because you produced your album a week later. You didn't wait. Many of whom waited 2 years, and you're trying to give them some kind of advice. Please don't wait. Just put out your work out there and just give it a chance.
I think let's put out work, and let's let the people let people know about our music.
Trust me.
You know, because people need to know about the music, and even the people need to support us, because we need your support as the people. We do this beautiful music for you people to support us. This is our job, and we need your support. We need your support in everything. You need to go and check out new music. You need to go and buy music. You need to go and do everything you're supposed to do. Because I know we make good music, really. Uganda has very good artists, and we make good music, but we also need support from the people.
When you were beginning this conversation, you said music is a feeling. When you actually put out that music, you're expressing how you feel. That is the first thought that you have in your head. But then for many of our artists here, it is, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make money from this song? Is this song going to appease the people out there so that they give me money? Is that always a mistake, to think about money when you're putting out your work? Or should it be just about passion? You put out something that you love and you just wait for the feedback. Whenever you think about money, is it an impediment?
I think at the end of the day, me as me, Elijah Ttaka, this is how I think about music. I think about music being a feeling to express exactly and bring out the quality out of me. I want to bring out the quality. And I know when quality is quality, quality will always make money. That is my own understanding.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
If it's something is of quality, it will always get a market. Yes, to be a magnet. And in that regard, speaking of quality, we do have some of these other songs. My studio director, Elijah Ttaka, my good man, has some of those songs and is going to be playing some of which. Ttaka, please take us to that song interlude and we shall continue with this conversation with the mighty Elijah Ttaka. Keep it here.
Once again, it's me, butterflies and wings, coloring the wind, stuck in your memories. Palace of recipes, oh African prince. My princess feel at peace, don't to be afraid, please. Life guarantee, I say no guarantee. But hospitality, making this low quality. Smiling ever since, now meeting overseas. Can I order for a pizza or some mac and cheese? Attention, know what is. My feelings don't release. As my heartbeat decreases, the love increases. We are two pieces, black and white kisses, looking like bosses, riding on horses, pretty blue eyes and an everlasting smile. I know you were a mile, but I'm glad that I found you. Found on the verses, I'm full of kindness. Yeah, I see my future full of success. With voices, different harmony choices, grand piano, percussions and music. When you take my hand, make me understand. Let us swing and fly and sing a lullaby for you in London. Yeah. I'm not done. Ink words on paper, hot like chili paper. Listen, read in my lovely newspapers. Warrior caretaker, wings like the Lakers. Love make original Ttaka. Soil of Mama Africa, sent from above, yeah. For you, meant just for you, yeah. Together one paparazzi in trouble water. Sweet pudding on one table, lying on a pool table if you're able. When it's the time to take off your lipstick, with my lips to kiss my future empress. Okay, let me express the best all you request. Keep you smiling, lighting like a twinkle star. You're my shooting star. Twinkle star. You're my shooting star. Twinkle star. You're my shooting star.
You are my star. Beautiful art being expressed right here on Morning at NTV this beautiful Furahi Day, the 11th of March, the year 2022. We are pretty much still here navigating the opportunities that are there since we did reopen the full economy of Uganda, especially for the artists. In the last 2 years, you and I know so very well that they've been distressed. They've been largely wallowing in poverty because many were used to the conventional way of doing things. I go to a club which was locked. Before, I would do a concert there. Mini concert. I'll just live with my 100, 200,000 or even 500,000 on a lucky day if I'm Shiba or any other big artist. So they would make some money in unconventional ways. If that artist can go to 10 clubs in one night, that is some good money. But then all those opportunities were shut down. So we're asking ourselves, now that the full nighttime economy has been resuscitated, what opportunities are there for these artists? Are they maximizing on the opportunities? You understand? Because in the last 2 years, we're also saying some SMEs, we are now away from the artists, have been under lock and key. So we opened the economy. So we had anticipated many of the SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, would come back after we reopened the economy. But guess what? Half of the SMEs did not return because of challenges to do with finance. So we are trying to use the same analogy to break down what is happening to the artists. In the last 2 years, they were not making any money and we reopened. Are we saying every artist is now up and running? Are we saying most of them left their houses, they have money to buy some studio time to make music? Are we saying they're now doing better than they did 2 years ago simply because we reopened? All right, Elijah Ttaka is going to be letting us in on those details. Very good morning once again, Elijah. Good morning. It goes without saying you are a very talented musician. And yeah, it just took so long to discover you. But here we are on the mighty Morning at NTV. Let's talk about what opportunities are there for the artists to maximize on after the resuscitation or reopening of the full-time economy.
I think it had to start from the COVID time, because COVID time, I think we had a lot of time, because I used my time to write music, construct a lot of music at the end of the day. So I think this is a time, let me speak as me, this is a time whereby as an artist you have to bring out the work you've been working on. You understand?
This isn't the time for you to produce. This is the time for you to release.
For you to release.
I hear you.
You understand?
You should have worked on the music during the last 2 years.
Yes. Like all that time was kind of stressful, but also time to prepare.
Thank you.
You understand? To prepare for this reopening.
But guess what we saw, Elijah Ttaka? It's even saddening. Artists were running to Gulu.
I know.
To make Jeno Salim Salim. All that time they could have used in the studio to come up with some very, very good art or music, they spent it in Gulu, looking for some kind of handouts. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think with the reopening, I know it's kind of hard right now. It's going on like it's coming back to life, but we are still like trying to put everything back in place, like organize concerts, releasing like new albums. I know so many other people release albums in during COVID, but now this is a time whereby people have to come and support.
Indeed.
You know,
and they've been supporting.
yeah,
they've been braving these concerts.
Yeah, people have been buying music actually, but this is the time whereby we have to connect again, unite again, and support each other. You know, when you come in the crowd and I see you supporting me and I'm actually singing good music to you. So I think it's this comes back to even the people. You understand? We're trying to structure concerts. We're trying to put things back in place, and people need to come and support. They need to come for the concerts. They need to come for the shows. They need to come for everything we're trying to put back in place. Yeah.
Other opportunities for the artists to maximize on now that the economy is fully reopened? What are there?
I think artists should also think. I think during COVID, you know, COVID taught us a lot of things. You know, COVID taught us that music needs to have something else besides it. You know,
like an alternative source of livelihood.
Yeah, an alternative source of income. You know, you're doing music, but invest in something else that can actually
give you
sustain
returns.
and
In case of a shock like COVID-19.
Because of a shock like COVID, in case of anything, actually.
So you're telling them to go maybe seek some skills in entrepreneurial studies and so forth, maybe venture into agriculture, any of these other sectors?
Because we need to invest. All those, you see artists outside there, they have like other businesses they invested in, and things are moving on. It's not only about music, but it's also about understanding where we are right now.
So in tandem, always have a plan B.
Yeah, you have to have a plan B in life. Yeah.
What else, Elijah Ttaka, should they actually look out for as we navigate the full-time reopening of our economy?
I'm going to release new music. I've actually performed. I've performed at Roast and Rhyme, and thanks to Swang's Avenue for the opportunity.
Indeed.
It was really lovely, and the feedback was good as well.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm going to release another album.
You're going to release another album, but you haven't held a concert for the first album.
I think I'm going to release another album. Then I'll have something.
Two albums for the concert
for the people.
Oh, this is something I can't miss, as Romy Busiku. Wow, go ahead. More details.
And I'm going to shoot some videos as well. I know.
For the first album.
Yeah, for the first album, because it has really been hard for us.
I know.
Like,
goes without saying.
The upcoming artists to actually get money to put in videos and all that.
And that's what we hinted on when it comes to them, you know, being frozen for the last 2 years, and then the economy is reopening. And then the issue was how many of those have studio money to go back and make music? Finances. Do you think the issue of finances is dampening the resolve of many of these artists to get back onto their feet and do music again? Issues like access to a studio. Are there still stumbling blocks for the artists?
Yeah, I think it's still going on. It's still really hard for artists to be somewhere, because we are, of course, starting from studio, starting from going to releasing music, going to shooting music, going to organizing these shows. So it's really hard. But we are trying our best, and it comes back to the support. Yeah, support. And I think we also need to have people who actually can support a musician, be somewhere, invest in an artist.
All right.
Because music is also a business as well, a big business actually. Yeah.
All right. Without mixing up any words, the viewer would like to know the kind of genre that you are doing. Like we did play some few songs, and the style was a little bit different. Yes, some of the music that you do can be related to Mompi, that Namibian artist. If you understand what I'm saying, you told me he was your friend. Is he Zambian?
Pompi.
Pompi, the Zambian artist. You do have some kind of similarities when it comes to the flow. So talk to us about the genre, because at some point I had some reggae in their vibe, raga reggae, dancehall, yeah, muliro.
I think I relate my music to being world music, because it has a lot of things, but soul and reggae are the main things that...
soul and reggae.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But where music takes me is where I go.
So we should expect more soul and reggae in the second album?
Soul and reggae and more other genres, yeah.
All right, let's talk about what lessons you did learn in the last 2 years. You as Elijah Ttaka, this is what I learned most during this COVID-19 pandemic. We'd like to get those, words of encouragement to some of the artists who are watching right now, who didn't have the same luxury like the one you are boasting with right now, the success.
I think I learned how to actually produce my music.
Perfect.
Yeah.
More confidence.
More confidence in production, because I produced almost part of my album in studio, and even in the pandemic, I've learned more skills of how to produce my music. Because think about this kind of scenario. You're an artist, you need to see a producer, you can't move to go anywhere. Like to studio, the way you saw things to you don't have money, you don't have where to start from. So at the end of the day, I can encourage, let me first start with the artists. We need to invest in ourselves to even learn more about music, like buying equipment, buy a laptop, buy a sound card, buy a microphone, try to do something. You have to learn how to also support yourself. It's not about only you going to studio or doing anything.
And you let someone else make the beat.
Because now, a situation like COVID made us learn that. Now, let me say...
It's better to do it yourself.
It's better. No, it's not actually... You can't do it yourself, you know?
Or to start by your own.
Yeah, but you can start something on your own.
Then other people come
and learn.
on
Then
board
other
later.
people come in. You can create your work, get more education, how to do things like you can do things yourself and then transfer them to a producer and see how to
for
do
assessment.
it. Yeah. Because this even lowers the costs of so many.
Not going to a producer and then you reach the producer's end and then you're like, I'm trying to write a song.
Yes.
What do you think I should be doing? The genre, should it be reggae? Should it be, soul? The costs are increasing because he's now putting in his input and knowledge.
This comes to being more educated as artists. We need to be more educated. We need to know
so that they know what they want.
Music. You need to know what you want as an artist. Yeah.
So that's some of the lessons that you learned that you got really, really confident. What else?
And as I told you in the beginning, we need to learn to invest in other things. I learned that an artist should have a side thing. Like
don't put your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, don't put everything in one basket. You need to have something, like either something that brings in a little bit of income to sustain you. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I learned how to be prayerful as well.
Be prayerful.
Yes.
It's really important. Your spiritual, well-being is really, really important because mental distress was actually distressing so many people within this country. Talk to us about that, mental health, and the fact that so many of the artists were grappling with it. Others had to resort to drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and instead of making music, they fell too far off the wagon. And talk to us about that, the dangers of mental health and how it was rife within the last 2 years for the artists.
I think in a way, it was really hard and depressing for the artists. But not only the artists, actually.
Everyone. But we're on the artists now.
It comes back to yourself. It comes back to yourself. Everyone had to... This was a time whereby you cannot run to anyone.
True.
You understand? It's just a time whereby I cannot run to you. You're actually feeling the same way. I feel you're depressed and all that. So the results turned into not being okay. But actually, I was happy that you could find people running, doing something just to relax themselves.
All right.
You know?
You used to perform during comedy scene at the National Theatre. Is the Uganda National Cultural Center still that favorable place for an artist seeking growth?
I think
The UNCC here at Parliament.
I think I've taken long without being there. I've taken long, but
you were there during comedy scene?
I used to be there. No, I wasn't there in comedy. I was there before the pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a nice place for artists and art and all that. The cultural kind of sector.
All right.
Yeah.
That is Elijah Ttaka. Many thanks for having made the time to speak to us right here and right now on Morning at NTV. Couldn't be more appreciative of your time. We really do hope that you break off to the international scene. Are you thinking about collaborations with any international actors, like maybe Pompey from Zambia?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident with that. Yeah. My next album has a little bit of collaborations with the artists.
All right.
Yeah, so I know people will enjoy it.
Elijah Ttaka, look out for his music on YouTube. Yes, you won't be disappointed. And that's a wrap for this conversation right here on Morning at NTV. My name is Romeo Busiku, and of course we shall be here on Monday next week to do what we do best, acquainting you with that first-hand information that you need to conquer your lives. All right, COVID-19 is still here. To all those kings, queens, boys and girls who are celebrating their birthdays on this Friday, just be cognizant of the fact that COVID-19 is pretty much still in existence. 6 million have died since the 11th of March 2020. Wear a face mask when you're in a hotspot of more than 5 to 10 people. So that's it for this conversation. My name is Romeo Busiku. NTV at 1 will be giving you more details on what we've been talking about and a lot more. Good morning.